of you who don't know me, my name is Alex. I'm the fitness coordinator at UW Green Bay. For class today, let's start in child's pose. So for child's pose, I'm going to have you come onto your hands and knees. Couple options. You can widen your knees, bring your big toes together, or you can keep knees and toes together. Either way, sit back towards your heels. If your knees are together, you can take the option where your fingers point the same direction as your toes. If your knees are wide apart, it would be easier to have your arms extended out in front. Whatever option you choose, just take some deep breaths. If your arms are pointed same direction as your toes, I'm going to have you bring your arms out in front. So everyone has their arms extended straight out in front. And then really reach forward so your elbows come off the mat. You feel your side body opening up. All right, then let's move forward onto hands and knees, bringing hands under shoulders, knees under hips. What I'm going to have you do with your right arm is just take some big arm circles kind of behind you, opening up just as far as comfortable, loosening that area. Good, and then we'll switch to the other side, same thing. And then from there, coming into an upright kneeling position. First crossing your right arm over, opening up your shoulder. And then crossing that left arm over, same thing. And then this time kneeling, take some big arm circles behind you. All right, then we're going to move into puppy pose, very similar to child's pose. Palms are going to be on the mat, hips are going to stay up high as you walk hands forward, resting your forehead down. Good, and then walk those palms back underneath your shoulders. Come into an upright kneeling position again. Hands into fists right on your low back, and then open up your chest. Think of a string pulling your sternum up towards the sky. We're not pushing our hips super far forward here. We're more opening up that area by your sternum. Good, and then come back onto hands and knees. Spread fingers out wide, curl your toes under, press back into your first downward facing dog. All right, then I'm going to have you shift forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. Come forward from there and lower down towards the mat. Hands are going to be back by your ribs. Inhale to a small baby cobra. Exhale down. Good, inhale, small cobra. Exhale down. This time we'll give that option to come into full up dog, pressing into your palms, straightening those arms out. And then drop your knees, press back, child's pose. All right, once again, spread those fingers out wide. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bending your knees, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, just like we did kneeling, I'm gonna have you take your hands and fists right on your low back, draw elbows towards one another, and take a small back bend. All right, coming back to neutral, moving into sun A, deep inhale, arms up to the sky, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank, inhale there, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Hold here in down dog, couple deep breaths. Make sure fingers are spread wide. All right, and then from here, inhale, bending your knees, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more small back bend. Hands come into fists. Draw those elbows towards one another. All right, coming back to neutral. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a couple deep breaths here. All right, and then I'm gonna have you inhale, bend your knees, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna open up our chest a little bit further. So this time try to interlace your hands behind your back and then open that chest up. Good, release it there. Take a few big shoulder or arm circles behind you. Once again, cross that right arm over for a shoulder stretch. And then cross left arm over, same thing. One more time, from the front edge of your mat, interlace hands behind, open up your chest. This time, a couple options. You can hold here, or take a bend to your knees as you come forward into more of a forward fold. All right, then release your hands down to the mat so we're holding this forward fold. I'm gonna have you step back with your right foot. We're gonna come into warrior one. So your back toe is at about 45-degree angle, and you're gonna inhale up into warrior one. Now the difference between warrior one and warrior two is your feet can be a little bit further apart. You wanna get your hips to somewhat face the front edge of your mat. And then inhale, arms up to the sky. Let's hover so we're right over our thighs, still in those warrior one. Legs, palms facing the ground, squeeze shoulder blades together. Good, inhale back tall. And then bring hands down to the mat. Step back into a plank or kneeling plank. Inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees and walk those arms forward in puppy pose. All right, coming back onto hands and knees. Curl those toes under, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bending your knees, gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale, step or hop. Good, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once again, interlace hands behind, open up your chest. Hold here, or take that option to bend your knees and come forward. Good, release those hands down to the mat. This time, step your left foot back for warrior one. And inhale up tall. In warrior one, nice strong arms reaching towards the sky, palms facing one another. Front knee is still right over your ankle. Good, let's hover over our front thigh, palms facing the ground, squeezing shoulder blades. Good, reaching tall again. Hands come down to the mat, step back, plank or kneeling plank. Inhale there, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, then drop to your knees, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna start by lifting our right arm up about the level of our shoulder, and then feed that arm underneath. So threading the needle is what we're doing here. Drawing your right shoulder down towards the mat. It's okay if your shoulder doesn't completely come down to the mat. All right, let's come back tall. This time, inhaling left arm up, shoulder height, threading that arm underneath the right. Good, coming back tall again. Spread fingers out wide, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, send it between your hands, and we're gonna come into our warrior one once again. So inhale up tall. Now a little more challenging version of warrior one is gonna be humble warrior. So we're gonna keep the same feet, interlace hands behind. Couple options. First option, hold here. If your shoulders are feeling tight and this is already a lot of pressure, you can stay right here. Otherwise, hinging forward so your left shoulder comes right over your knee. All right, coming back up tall. Release your hands, reaching them up above. Good, then I'll have you straighten your front leg and walk your hands down for pyramid. Hands can rest anywhere on your shin, maybe on your thigh. Fingertips might reach the ground. Try not to round your upper back too much here. All right, bend back into that front knee. Inhale back up tall, warrior one, hold here. Bring hands down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. We're gonna go right into the other side. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, send it between your hands. Find your warrior one feet, and inhale up tall. Good, either holding here or interlace hands behind you. And then again, option to come forward in humble warrior. Humble warrior is a difficult pose. I'm realizing now that my shoulders are much tighter than they were when we were on site, so making sure that we're still stretching. Good, slowly come back up tall. Releasing hands, reaching up. All right, straighten out your front leg, walking hands down, pyramid pose. bending into that front knee. Inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, hands onto the mat, step back, downward facing dog. All right, I'm gonna have you shift forward into a full plank or kneeling plank, and then lower all the way down onto your stomach. We're gonna do a chest opener here, bringing left arm out to the side, so it's at about 9 o'clock, palm facing the ground. Bend into your right knee, so that opposite leg, and then roll onto your left side, so that completely opens up. This top leg can really go anywhere. I'm gonna turn around so I can see. If it's comfortable for you to rest your head down, you can take that option. Couple more deep breaths here. All right, then come back onto your stomach. We're gonna move to the other side. So right arm will come out at about 3 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock, bending into your left knee and rotating onto your right side. Good, coming back onto your stomach again. Then coming up onto hands and knees. Let's take 2 quick rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, belly down towards the mat. Exhale, round your back. And then do that a second time. Good, from there coming back to neutral. Spread your fingers out wide. Press back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, gazing towards your thumbs, and exhale to step forward. Good, from there, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're gonna do one balance pose that also kind of opens up your shoulder. It's called dancer. I'm so full of dog hair. I'm gonna have you bring your right arm out to your side and open it up so the palm's facing away from you. Thumb is gonna point behind. All right, so it's just opening up your hand. It's not turning it inward. Thumb comes out. All right, then you're gonna bend into your right knee and just grab the inside of your ankle. All right, opposite hand's gonna reach up towards the sky. Then you can just focus on holding here. If you want to add that extra balance component, you're just going to lean forward as your back leg comes up with you. Good, slowly back up to standing. Release your foot down, shake it out, shoulders and legs. Then we're going to balance on our right foot. So again, if your palm's facing you, just open that thumb up so it's behind. And then you're going to reach for the inside of your ankle. The key is to not move your hand at all. Just reaches for that inside. Opposite arm up towards the sky. Either focusing on holding here or leaning forward. Slowly come back up to standing. Release it down, shake it out. All right, let's move down onto our mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good, I'm gonna have you drop to your knees and then lower onto your stomach. Left forearm is gonna come out in front. You're gonna bend your right leg and reach for that ankle. Now, option to grab the outside of the ankle, or if you want to do the same thing we did in Dancer, you can reach for the inside of your ankle too. That'll open up your chest a little bit more. If full bow is in your practice, you can always reach back for the opposite ankle and then press and lift up into it. But feel free to just stay in that half bow option for now. Good, whatever version you're in, you can release. Right arm comes out in front, starting with the left side. And taking that option, or once again, coming into full bow. Good, release that down. Hands come at your side. Up onto hands and knees. Back into child's pose. All right, I'm going to have you swing your legs around into a seated position and roll back from there. All right, start with just a gentle knee hug, rocking side to side. We're going to do a few more back bends for class today. I'm going to take you all through bridge pose a couple of times, and then for people who are comfortable, you can attempt wheel pose. However, if it's not in your practice, I wouldn't try it today for the first time without being in an actual studio with an instructor. But for bridge pose, bring your heels right underneath your knees. Arms are going to reach down almost like you can touch your ankles, but not quite. Feet are about hips distance apart, so feel where your hips are in front of you. And then press into your heels, lifting hips up high. So this is the first version of our bridge pose. We're just going to hold here. Our knees tend to separate when we lift up, so keep those knees the same width as your feet. Good, slowly lower down and just hold in this neutral position. Then we're going to come into that again, pressing into your heels, lifting hips up. You can keep holding the same way, or you can interlace hands underneath and kind of roll up onto your shoulders so you come into a little bit deeper back bend. Release those hands, slowly lower down, stay neutral, don't hug your knees in. And for the third one, I'm going to give you the option to come into that same bridge pose we just came into, or if wheel pose is already in your practice, you can take that now. That's the version where your fingers point towards your shoulders, elbows up facing the sky, press into heels and hands and come into that full wheel. But again, if that's not in your practice, just take bridge pose for now. So I'm going to hold bridge. If you're in wheel pose, just hold as long as you're comfortable. You want to come out really gently. Your shoulder blades come down and then lowering hips. Everyone else can lower hips down. Don't hug in your knees quite yet. Bring arms out to a T first. We're going to take a twist. Straighten your left leg. Draw your right knee across your body. Good, come back to neutral. Straighten out your right leg. Bend the left knee and cross over to the other side. come back to neutral. Now you can hug knees into your chest, rock side to side. All right. For the last few minutes of class, we're going to be in Shavasana. So feel free to take the version that you normally do. Legs long. Keep your arms away from the body with palms up. This is really going to relax your shoulders after all that stretching. If you do have a block at home, or even 2 blocks, you can take supported fish pose. I'll show you what that would look like. With 1 block, you would have that block on the shortest point, bringing your shoulder blades right at the edge of that block, and then let your head relax down with arms out to the side. Knees can be bent or legs straight. If you don't have a block, don't worry about doing fish pose. It's just an extra back bend for the day, one that's supported and more of a relaxing pose. So wherever you're at, take some deep breaths to kind of relax down into your mat. Feel that wave of relaxation move through your body from your head to your toes. We tend to tense up muscles without realizing it, so really relax down. Relax your jaw. Gently bring your attention back to the room around you. Wiggle toes and fingers. Slowly bring movement back to your body with any stretches. And then when you're ready, come back to a seated position. Now we did a lot of chest stretching and shoulder stretching today, so if you were super tight throughout, just kind of know that that's a tight area for you and maybe work on it a little bit more. It's an area that's very tight for most people, so can be a little intense. To end class, we're going to come to a nice tall spine. Take some big shoulder rolls back. And then with our arms at our side, we'll inhale them up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope